Hey, everybody. We're starting.
Oh, Becca, you're still there. Welcome to week
What?
7, Crazy Writer Chicks live events. We're back. My name's Nikki Roma. I'm here tonight with Rebecca White and Winter Navi, and we are talking about bras and bra alternatives. I love I looked at the side like I needed to look and see what we were talking about again, but
You
how
forgot,
could
right?
you forget that? I know exactly what we're talking about tonight. We're talking about being comfortable in the clothes you wear and your own skin, and we're gonna start with the big one. We're gonna start with bras.
Don't do it.
What? Don't do it.
As normal, the three of us have very differing opinions on them.
It's not opinions.
Who
I just
wants to
have no
start?
choice.
Necessary.
Needs. We'll say needs. I guess we'll go with needs.
Well,
Winter, kick
do
us
we
off.
mind? I don't want to overshare, but I might.
Well,
I, in general,
never
do not like
know.
bras.
Yeah.
I take them off whenever I get the chance, and if I can manage not to wear one, I will not wear one. And if it's winter, I can just stick a sweatshirt on or something like that, I will definitely do that. And instead, even a tight cami sometimes is, depending on what top I'm wearing, might work. And they're very uncomfortable. I just don't like them. They make me feel restricted. Even comfy ones, after a while, start scratching.
Even sports
I'm
bras?
allergic to metal, so I can't wear the kinds with the clip for more than an hour or two. I have to wear a sports bra or something because I'll get a small rash, then bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger in the middle of my back where it doesn't even have to actually touch me, just where it is. It's kind of weird. I just have a weird body. So,
that sounds awful.
so I looked up alternatives, and most of the really comfy things or brand name things are $80 or $65. Here comes my son to listen to us talk about bras. He's sorry.
You're gonna have to put his face in the camera one day.
His face in the camera?
Like
To just
looking
be
at
running
it,
in
because
and
it's
out.
always a profile.
Oh. So funny.
Well, I love that you looked for bra alternatives, and I actually went history of the bra on my research for tonight.
Ooh,
because I had heard a
please.
lot of mixed stories, that
Yeah,
it was
I have
created
too.
it, that it was a man created it, that it was, And so I went right to the source, ladies. I went to Good Housekeeping. Just so we're clear. Because if anybody's going to know, it's going to have to be a magazine that's been around for about forever, right? So, ironically enough, in the 14th century, the first bandeau tops were around and were painted on wall paintings depicting women in athletic competitions who were playing sports. Like the bandeau top, just the I don't know, it looks like a tube top, but it's tighter.
Okay, yes.
Which for any of us larger women, we all know that that's a load of crap because those things don't work at all. But they were used back in the day.
Women probably weren't as buxom as they are now, probably.
Who knows? Who knows?
In general,
16th century is when the corset came out, which was a big shift. French women,
evil.
Gotta love them. Yeah, gotta love them. But the actual first bra was created by a woman, but some dude named Sigmund is the one who, and I think that's the name that I had often heard correlated with women's undergarments, but it was because he was the guy who mass marketed it and made them available to everyone. So really, I think at the end of the day, he's probably the evil one there, right? Because if we couldn't get our hands on them in the past, then they probably wouldn't have been mainstream, right? The woman who did it was basically, she had separated the corset, and that's what it was considered a corset split, and that's where it came from. It was around the 1900s, late 1800s, early 1900s.
Because it was actually an improvement on comfort.
But yeah,
because the others were so tight and restricting. So it was
I have to
actually
say,
better.
compared to corset.
mm-hmm.
But I
I
don't
have to say,
know.
I would take
The
a
word
bra
itself
over a
was first
corset
used
all
in
day, every
Vogue
day.
magazine in 19. I'm full of
Really?
loads of like pointless information about this. Oh yeah, yeah. What else do you
No,
want
I
to
think
know?
it's
Good
interesting.
Housekeeping was loaded with stuff. I mean, I think it was too. The reality is, the evolution of this thing. I mean, I don't know. I wouldn't want to wear a corset every day, so I guess I should be thankful. But like, it was really picked up and became a women's fashion statement. Like, it was a thing for fashion even then. It had nothing to do with functionality and so forth. And so, if I mean, no one sees my bra but my husband, and we married too long for him to care. So for me, it comes down to comfort. Like, if I'm going to wear it, is it because I'm more comfortable in whatever outfit I'm wearing because of that?
Mhm.
Or am I like, I own a farm, so you don't always want the girls just hanging around. The Yes, you can't hear Peanut
What did he
Gallery in
say?
the
I couldn't hear
background.
him. I heard his voice, but I couldn't hear what he said.
Something about getting bit by a goat in a place you wouldn't want to.
Oh,
But yeah, I mean, you need stuff kind of put away before you get outside. I've also learned not to wear flip-flops in the chicken coop this week, so we could talk about shoes
Oh,
a little bit too.
so okay. My understanding is that it was originally, like you said, for fashion to make breasts look more appealing and larger. And it still is today in a lot of settings, right? I mean, like a lot of bras are made that way to boost the bust. But I grew up believing that they were to conceal the bust so that you don't look as obviously female, maybe, or to hold it all in as more of a restrictive thing. Where if someone is large busted, they may actually like need that support to be comfortable, because it could hurt your back to not have it, right? Like there's a lot of reasons why some people really need one to be comfortable. I knew a girl who was so top heavy, I guess you could say, like she wore one in bed because she could not sleep comfortably with that one because she was just so heavy chested. And
There's a lot of women that are like that out there.
yeah,
My
and in
mother
that
is a
case,
larger
like of
busted
course
woman
it
and
makes
would never
sense
be
to wear
caught
one.
dead without a bra on. But then you're caught with another series of side effects. Like, I look at my mother who's in her late 60s now, and she's literally got divots in her shoulder, like from wearing a thick, heavy sports bra for so many years, And so you're countering symptoms with other symptoms, really.
Does that have
I
to
guess I should
do
be
with
thankful
finding
of
the
it.
right size or wearing the wrong bra type for you?
I don't know. I mean, I doubt it. She's been sized and tried a million bras in her lifetime. But when you've got bigger breasts and you're a very small woman, you've got no choice, really. You've got to go with what you've got. So, I don't know. But I'm still also the person who will take it off in the car and shove it in my purse on the way home after wearing it all day because I ain't got no time for that.
Well, I don't know. I think if I'm thinking clearly, I think what C cup and under normally are fine without a bra, right? Like it's normally a
for the
good
weight of it
size.
and that.
Yeah.
But not culturally. Like it's not culturally acceptable to go into a store obviously not wearing one. Like even though you don't need it. And that's what annoys me, is that it's become like indecent not to wear one. But 100 years ago or 60 years ago or whatever, it wasn't indecent to not wear one. You just wore it if you wanted to, or you wanted to be fashionable, or you wanted to impress people. But now it's become like I don't know, you could almost say a religious thing. Like, like you're being
whole article was on the
provocative.
evolution of it. And the purpose of the bra went far past functional a long time ago, because as years went on, it went for like the style changed depending on what was popular at the time. So there's, years, I think it was like the 20s where it was like it holds you to it. The first push-up bra wasn't made till like the 60s or the 40s or something stupid like that. And then there was like the coner looking ones and the lift up ones. And so whatever the fashion industry deemed necessary at the time really was what women were pressured into wearing. The functionality of it all went away a long time ago.
Except for the avoidance of the sagging. Yeah, I mean, sometimes you'll go out and you'll be like, that person should probably have a bra on. They're a little too comfortable today.
Winter, we were at a couple years ago. We were at Universal Studios, and this lady had fallen out of one half. So like one breast was sagging down low, and the other one was up in its rightful place. And it was one of those things where it's like you could really see the difference. And I was like, I mean, I wasn't going to talk to her. I didn't know her at all. But like, I mean, what do? Go up to a complete stranger and say, but like she was with somebody, and I was thinking like, look at your
Telling your
partner.
friend, someone's lost a boob here. Yeah.
In a very public place.
Yeah.
I mean that.
Well, let me ask
never
you
be my
this: if she
problem.
didn't, if she wasn't 1 cup non-cup, if she just didn't have one, would you have still noticed that issue?
Probably not, because what she was wearing like pulled up the one up high and tight, So then I'm gesturing with my hands and demonstrating here. You just can't see it. So it just kind of looked like she had a, Anyway, no, it probably just would have looked saggy. I wouldn't have noticed. Oh, people are commenting.
Oh.
Nada, I'm not sure how to say it. The name says hey, and Kelsey says they lost a boob. LOL.
Hi, Kelsey.
Well, they did, didn't they?
Yeah.
I don't know.
So
I mean, malfunctions are pretty big. What was it, Janet Jackson in the Super Bowl? Was she the first malfunction? I'm pretty sure.
But that wasn't a bra malfunction. That was a costume malfunction. She wasn't
But
even
did she
wearing
have a bra on underneath? No.
I don't think she did.
I don't know. I grew up dancing, and you didn't wear bras under your costumes. You had to wear pasties. So you want to talk about lack of support? It's beyond
but
terrible.
The costumes were tight, though, right? Weren't they? They were supposed to be.
Not as tight as you would like to think all the time. So you would train in a sports bra for months on end and go step into your costume for a dress rehearsal, and you're like, there's a very high chance you're going to lose a boob. Like, very high chance.
Or poking
Something
eye.
I read was talking about like doing athletic stuff, that you really should wear one, because even if you're not large chested, it's not the gravity, but like the jerking of it, there's was it a ligament or a tendon or something in there? Some fibers are kind of fragile, so you can damage them by being really active without support. So definitely people who are like joggers and stuff.
Can we do a tangent, though? Can we do a tangent? Okay,
We're all
so
about
I've
tangents.
never
Tangent away.
wanted to be a bodybuilder, but have you guys all noticed that bodybuilders don't really have to wear bras? So, like, if we just bodybuild just this area here, right?
Increase
push-ups.
the muscle
go
mass
down
of those
and lots of
pectoral
push-ups.
muscles.
I'm just saying, it could be a problem solver, people.
I'm
Just
just
that
saying
area,
I'm
though.
old, and I think I'm past that point in my life. Right now, saving this. I mean, let's be real. I was on social
They
media
caught
the
your
other day
man, though.
begging for advice on like how to stay motivated and feel better, because I was feeling down and terrible. And I was like, but listen, if it has anything to do with avoiding cheese or eating kale, I don't want to hear it, because I know it works and I'm not going to do it. Like, I know, but I'm not going to do it.
I'll do it.
I actually
made
took
my
up
choices.
exercising.
Look at you.
Okay,
See
so
how it
let's
goes.
talk about let's switch gears to being comfortable in general with all clothing and how it affects your emotional stability. Nikki,
I
you
am
were
a
talking about
moody
your
dresser.
You're a moody
What?
dresser? What does that mean?
Yeah, like depending on what I'm in the mood, like I'm more concerned about what mood I'm in and what I'm wearing than where I'm going or what I'm actually doing. So like if I feel like, well, like you're saying, like wearing shoes in the house and so that you get more done. Like
Yeah.
sometimes I really need to put on real clothes and like be dressed in order to say concentrate on writing or something or be productive in the kitchen. Putting on an apron in the kitchen helps me, like, because it's a mental thing. When I walk in, I put on an apron and it just helps me like feel more active and on top of things. And I might go to the
I think that's
store
probably
in
me with my
sweats
sneakers.
or in a sundress, just depending on what I feel like wearing that day.
To be fair,
So
as many
yes.
years as I've known you, I don't think I've ever seen you in a pair of pants. I've seen you in shorts, but I don't think I've ever. Do you own pants? Just
I
curious.
have a couple pairs of jeans that
Now
I
I'm
do
really
wear.
thinking hard, Becca. I don't think I've ever thought about it. It's
Nope.
been some years too.
Yep.
Don't you wear Jonathan's shorts?
I have, yeah. Sometimes when he doesn't want them anymore or they fit or something, like I'll take his.
I don't know. I'll tell you, I watched a woman on TikTok try on her husband's jeans, and I was like, I would lose weight to fit into my husband's jeans because they looked that good on her, and they had pockets. Do we need to have the pocket conversation? Because why don't our clothes have freaking pockets?
I have pockets.
I like pockets.
I don't buy
I
jeans
love
without
pockets.
But that
Like real
is-
pocket, because this is not a pocket. If I can't fit my
Well, that's
finger all the way in, it's not
Yeah.
a pocket.
I have a real
It's
pocket.
a holder for a
Cargo
quarter
shorts.
to go to
A
all
truck driver, or was a truck driver, couldn't afford not to have pockets. But that is the unfortunate bit about leggings, though. No pockets.
We don't use
They
the word
make some that
legging.
have
We call them stretchy pants. Stretchy pants
They're not
because
leggings.
they're pants.
I
They're
have
pants.
some that have. I have like they look like jeans. They're stretchy, but they look like jeans, and they have pockets in the back.
I have a
Which is
couple pairs like
perfect.
that too.
And
Those are my
stretchy?
dressy, stretchy pants.
Oh.
I have like going out stretchy pants, and then I have like regular, everyday stretchy pants. And they used to be an occasional thing, but I haven't been out in public since last March, so I'm not certain the last time I zippered a zipper on my pants, which is a pretty frightening thing.
I think the item that would be between the leggings and the, what do you call them, Nikki?
Stretchy pants.
Stretchy pants.
Would that be the yoga pants? Because those have pockets, don't they?
Yoga pants
What's
are
the
stretchy.
difference between yoga pants and stretchy?
There's no difference. She's crazy.
Because they tend to have a little more fabric. They can be cotton, can't they?
I don't know.
I'm
They
just
all
guessing,
kind of
people.
are
I
cotton
haven't bought
and
no yoga
spandex.
pants, but there was a fad for them not too long ago.
Yeah.
Well, there's different
I have-
levels of stretchy pants. There's like $5.99 stretchy pants at Walmart that you can wear around the house. And then there's people who spend like $99 on a pair of Spanx stretchy pants. And I'm sorry, I will judge you if you spend $99 on a pair of stretchy pants.
But
Nate,
then
is
there
it
are
Nada or Nada? I don't know how to say her name.
nada.
Is-
I don't know, but does she know
Donna?
about these $99 stretchy
yes.
pants?
She says there's a difference between yoga and other stretchy pants, that yoga is thicker. Yoga pants are thicker.
Thicker.
Get thicker.
And they can have
Because
pockets.
some stretchy pants, raise your hand if you've seen it, are women, peeps at the grocery store, bending over, getting their items out of their cart, and those stretchy pants, when you bend,
Oh.
become see-through.
Okay, you got to do
Just
the stretch
saying.
test before you wear them out in public. You can't just
Kind of
go in
hard to
public
bend and look
in
in the
any
mirror,
stretchy
though.
pants. Oh, yeah, but you can't. You bend over and you look through your legs, and if you can see your butt cheeks, then you don't wear it in public.
I prefer to
I
wear
mean, like-
something long if I'm going to wear those, like a long top. So that way I don't have to worry about the whole butt
Because,
thing.
like, I just cover my butt. It's fine. I don't. I mean, I try to, but it's pretty big. Jack.
And Nada says, yes, that happens.
And is in the background.
What did he
This is
say?
a
I don't
conversation,
even.
I think.
There's so many comments happening behind me. You have no idea. It was very valuable last. Was it last
We
week we were talking
A
about movies?
microphone.
About
Right now,
the
it's not
movie
very
2
valuable.
weeks ago.
a lot of ta-ta and hoo-hoo talk behind me. And he's like, no,
It's gonna
not
be
the
a
ones that show the
steamy night.
hoo-hoos. You got to make sure you can't wear those ones out.
Nada says you have to try bending in front of the mirror at the store.
Oh.
I guess when you're buying it, like
You try on stretchy pants at the store?
I don't. I'm
it
lazy.
might depend. I have a
I
couple
don't think I've ever
different
tried on
kinds.
stretchy pants at the store. Only
Yeah, she says
jeans.
before you buy them, you should try them to see if they.
Probably the smart thing to do.
It sounds like it.
Probably the smart thing to do.
Thanks for interacting with us, Nada. She says she used to.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just think it speaks to another article of clothing that you're like either comfortable in or motivated in. Or I have this one super oversized sweater that has been dubbed the COVID sweatshirt because I wore it the entire week and a half I had COVID. Like it was bad. My husband had to peel it from my body to wash it, but it was so warm and fluffy. I mean, if I put it on now and I wear the COVID sweatshirt, like I get nothing done. I literally will crawl back into bed and I'll be like, this is where I belong for the rest of my life. So I'm not allowed to wear it unless I'm sleeping.
It's your token for bed enjoyment forever
Must
and
be.
ever.
But like
It's
sometimes
like a
I feel
cozy
especially creative if I'm wearing like pajamas or yoga pants or something. I can think like I'm not doing any more housework or anything else. I'm just gonna relax and be creative. But other times that doesn't work at all. Like other times I have to be like, okay, I'm with this and put on some either shoes or, you know, something hard bottomed on my feet, even while I'm sitting at the table, and maybe even put on something that has a zipper, like shorts or something, you know, like that have, just because it helps me feel on top of things. But it depends totally on my mood.
Shoes
Maybe
are
how
a big
tired
one
I
for
am.
me. Not that I need
So, Becca,
fancy
how-
shoes, but like I need sneakers. Like I was saying before we had signed in, like I need to wear sneakers if I need to get things done around the house. Flip flops,
Mhm.
slippers, even hard bottom slippers. I'm like too comfortable. But then even going out, like you were saying, you dress on your mood when you go out. I hate to admit this, but I dress on the people I'm in, like based off the people I'm going to see. Not
Oh, well, I
necessarily-
might sometimes,
like-
depending on what it is. Like if I were going out to dinner with a bunch of people and we were going to a decent place, I wouldn't,
Yeah.
you know, I would dress at least somewhat appropriately.
I do too. I think shoe wise, I've evolved. I mean, I don't wear high heels anymore. I haven't worn them in years, but I will wear boots. Like boots are my go-to. It doesn't matter what time of the year it is. But I mean, I own a farm, so I feel like that's slightly acceptable. Sometimes there might be goat poop on them. But I just feel fancier in boots than I do in sneakers.
Mhm.
But then my sneakers change too. Like I'll wear my Converse if I'm out and about and I'll feel cute. But I wouldn't wear like my athletic sneakers that I wear around the house, which I do not use for athletic purposes. Like just be clear.
So when do you wear them?
When do I wear my athletic shoes?
Mm-hmm.
When I'm like folding laundry and chasing kids and like making dinner. But
They're
I'm
your house
definitely not
shoes.
running them.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Well, having comfortable shoes like that can definitely help when you're. There's times too where just because the floor is so hard and cold, sometimes I'll put on shoes just to help me, because you know legs and feet start to ache. Mine do after a while if I'm on my feet a lot.
My
I
back
have a mat
starts to
in the
hurt.
kitchen. Yeah, shoes are important.
I
But
don't know.
unlike
Weather
most
affects
people,
a
I
lot
have
of
like
things too.
4 pair total.
I got a lot of
Tangent.
shoes.
Tangent.
Hair. How does it
Hair.
affect your mood? Because your hair is a part of what you wear.
Told y'all what happened to me before we signed in today.
Tell us again.
Share with our folks.
I had a bad day because my hair looked bad.
Oh.
So like the whole story is that I had this like gallon of shampoo that I forgot we had, and I got all excited because I was out of shampoo, and I'm like, oh, I'll use it. And then I used it, and I remembered why we still have it is because I hate the shampoo. And my curls weren't right, and my hair was frizzy, and even in a ponytail, I felt like I looked awful. And I was in such a bad mood all day today. My husband went and bought my shampoo.
So even though you were home, like it really affected how you felt.
It like mentally will mess me up. If I look in a mirror and I see my hair and it doesn't look the way it's supposed to look, it will mentally mess me up. And I don't know if that makes me shallow or what, but that's just the my husband's like, But like my hair is a big part of who I am. I don't know how else to explain it, but
No, we've seen your hair. It's glorious every time.
It is.
it's my token statement, even for myself. If I see a frizzy flat ponytail in a mirror, I'm like, I should just go back to bed and start over again tomorrow. It's bad, but it messes me up big time.
Now, with your type of hair, do you wash daily?
I do every other day, and that's already too much. But I also live in Florida, so it's a bit warmer here than most places. And after 2 days, I'm like,
The humidity.
gross. Yeah,
Mhm.
it's gross. I've also lost a lot of hair, so my hair is way thinner than it used to be years ago because I was on some medications that I lost a ton of hair. And that was probably the worst year of my life because I had to cut my hair short and I was straightening it just because like there was nothing, if I curled it, you could see through it. I don't know what I'm going to do when I get older because my mother has lost a great deal of hair. Luckily, I take care after my father's side, but I will fully embrace a wig when the time comes. I ain't no lie. I was highly considering it the year that I had lost most of my hair. But that's
Really?
my thing. My hair is my thing. I don't know.
You have a really thick hair.
It is all an illusion.
Oh.
It used to be so much thicker. Now I can get it in this
Wow.
teeny
There
tiny
are
bun and
things.
about this big on the top of my head.
One of the girls in the group actually like is a sales, rep thing for one of those. I don't know if it's a product or a vitamin or what, but most of the people who use it do say that their hair grows back in thicker.
Now that you said that, I think I remember her posting about it, but I
Yeah,
never
I remember.
actually clicked on it. I should probably go back and see if I can find, or
I
if you're
missed that one.
listening, post it in the comments because I, of course, didn't click on
Apparently,
it.
we
So
need it.
we might need it.
Yeah, I know what her name is, so I can always point you to the
Oh.
right person.
That'll
Nada
work.
said she had the same thing happen to her.
With your hair?
Losing hair or hating the way it looks?
That
Did
I
you have
don't.
bad hair day blues?
I can remember crying one time when I was trying to get my hair done. I worked at McDonald's. This was when I was like 16 or 17, and I worked at McDonald's, and I had to braid my hair back tightly because I couldn't like keep braiding it back, and I had to keep it, really tight back. And she says losing it, and I just couldn't get it. And I was hormonal, but I wasn't experienced enough to realize that it was just me. And I remember like crying in the mirror, trying to make my hair go in a ponytail that wasn't like lumpy or anything, and it was wet, which I learned you're not supposed to try to put your hair up when it's wet because it pulls it out. But I didn't know that back then.
Yeah.
And my mom came in. She's like, "Are you hormonal? Because you're crying over hair." Like, maybe, I don't know. I just have to get ready for work and it's not working.
Oh,
So what did you
to
end
be
up
16
doing?
again.
I don't know. I guess it got good enough. She helped me get it up. Because back then I was wearing it like up in a ponytail and then braiding it. Like braiding. I didn't know how to French braid my hair back then. Now pretty much every day that's what I do. Because it keeps it off my neck and it keeps it out of my face and it doesn't put weight. Because if I put it in a ponytail first, then I get a headache. Because all the weight like right there, it pulls. But if I French braid it, it kind of puts the weight, in a lot of different places and I don't feel it. I don't want to feel it.
Does hair still bother you now that you're not 16 anymore? Or am I the only one?
If I had some reason to care, I would. Yeah.
Sometimes, if I'm having a really good hair day, I feel tempted to put on makeup to complete the goodness of the day.
Like, let's take full advantage of this.
Yes.
And some selfies.
Girl, I hear
for your
you.
new profile pic.
Some nice jeans, a cute top. Let's go. Let's do this.
To go
and
where?
then I walk like
go
a girl.
nowhere.
Like I go out and I'm like, yeah.
Walk like a girl.
Nada asked if you ever shaved your hair.
I
I have
have
not.
gotten very close to, like, I cut it that short. I had someone else do it. But I had a perm, and I was trying to get to the new curly hair, and so they did cut everywhere, but it was like curl, 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 and but all the mini straight edges all the way around. So it was like curly and then like little straight pieces
Oh
everywhere. So
yeah.
I eventually had to go back in and cut those too. So I kind of looked like a curly porcupine for a little bit.
It's a good look.
I've shaved the sides and then left the top up, but then I looked like a peacock, and I decided I didn't
I
like
always
that look.
like that style.
It just was weird on me because of how curly my hair was, or maybe I just didn't put enough effort. I don't know. And then I've had straight hair and then the back shaved. My mom just shaved her whole head off and dyed it blonde.
Did she? Has she
Now,
ever done it
mind
before?
you, if you don't know who my mama is, she's a light bright. So she's she's a light bright. So it looks good on her. I'm the dark one in the family. I'm just saying. She's like
Yeah.
5 shades lighter. Just saying.
I
She
don't know.
was
I always
going
like the
for
look of an
gray, though,
undercut,
and
but
it-
my
and-
hair's
and
too
turned
thin
out
on the top.
blonde.
She's going for what?
She was going for gray, and it's her first time dyeing her hair, and she had black and gray. So all the black turned yellow, and then all of the gray stayed gray.
My mom tried to go gray last year, and it was a similar experience. There was like chunks of gray, but chunks of white and like leftover blonde because she had highlights beforehand. Because your natural hair is it's grain. There's like every strand is a different
Yeah.
color,
Different shades. Yeah.
and so it took her a long time to get it all evened out. It looked really good though, and then she kept
I
wanting
like
blonde highlights back in, and I'm like, no, woman,
color
like, leave
hair.
it alone. Looks good.
If
Did
my
she leave it
hair
alone?
turns gray, I'll be happy.
No,
Like to be able to
she's
put
blonde
different
again.
colors.
Becca, your hair's
Which,
never
okay.
going to turn gray. It's always
It's not.
blue.
No, I don't think it really. My mom is 60 something now and still only has a little gray. Like it just doesn't really run on
What
her
about your
side of
dad?
the family. He's been gray since he was like 20, 21.
I have a
So,
friend who
but I
turned
don't
gray
take after
really
him
early.
apparently.
I remember being in my early 20s, and the first time I had ever seen box dye was when I dyed my girlfriend's hair one night. And I was like, are you sure I'm doing this right? And she had been dyeing her hair for years at that point because she grayed really early. My sister is gray all over, and I'm really just in the sides, and I have a little bit in the top. But her hair is like my mom's too. Very different.
Nada says her hair is still half straight and half curly because she had lost a lot of it and then
Oh, I
it
went
took
through
right
that.
back.
And actually, that was when
So it
people had
grew
recommended
back
to
a different
me to
texture?
shave my head.
Oh, did you do it?
No.
So how did you get it to conform
I
again?
just dealt with it looking awful and kept it short and just kept cutting it until it all started growing back to be semi-normal.
So
It
you
won't
didn't braid it or twist
necessarily
it or
go back.
anything to train it? up?
Well, it also has to do with like what you lost, reason you lost your hair. So if you lose your hair for hormonal reasons, it can 100% come back differently. Women who go through pregnancies, their hair will change drastically. I have a friend who went through chemo and she had cancer, and like they prepare you for the fact that when your hair grows back in, it could grow back a different color, a different texture, all sorts of stuff.
That I
So
didn't know.
I think a lot of it has
Yeah.
to do with reasoning behind losing your hair. And I didn't completely lose it. It thinned big time, which is why I could never pull off an undercut now, because even now the top of my hair is like super thin. If it was still thick like it used to be, I would maybe try it. Looks good on my husband. That's why it look good
Sorry,
on me.
guys, my camera doesn't like me.
Nada
today.
says it's because of the perm. She had a perm that made her hair half straight and half curly.
Mm,
Oh, she just vanished.
Winter did.
Yeah.
She said, sorry guys, I need to. And then she touched her phone again.
Oh. Well, at least it's not Signal. That's what always worries
No.
me is that she's lost. So my mother, when I was a teenager, she had hair longer than mine, like this gorgeous long straight hair. And I always wanted hair like that, but I couldn't get it to grow really. And when we were kids, the rule was you can keep your hair as long as you can take care of it, which I wasn't, so they kept it pretty short. And then when I became a teenager, I started growing it, But anyway, she wanted a body perm, and she came home with shoulder length spiral perm, crying. Like she cried and ran into the house. And it never grew back. Like it just wouldn't grow back. It's like her
Wow.
body was like, oh, this is the length that we are gonna, and then it would split. So she would have to trim. And mine, like I would so grow my hair past my butt if it would, but I just can't. Like I have to trim it
I know
because it doesn't grow all one length, and then I don't know. It's not. I mean, it's not like unhealthy, really, especially, but it's just not getting longer. I thought about going Fruitarian and see if it worked. I don't know if I can handle that for like 3 years though to see if it works.
What is it?
So, what is it? Becky?
Fruitarian. Winter got me looking at this lady who's a fruitarian, only eats fruit. And her hair, like she can wrap it around her neck like 3 times, like the whole thick chunk of
hello.
it.
Fully Raw by Christina, people.
That's probably
I'm
the
just
one.
saying.
I don't
She's
remember now.
amazing. Yeah, her hair, her skin, everything. Glow. Glow galore. But my hair fell out when I was, guys, now, get your handkerchiefs ready.
I have
My
one.
hair fell out when I was in 5th or 6th grade. I think it was 5th grade. My
Why?
feelings was so hurt. Because, guys, when you're black and your hair falls out, you know you're never going to have length. It's just over at that point. You're done
Oh.
for the rest of your life. I for some reason convinced my mom to let me get a leisure curl in my hair because apparently that was cool, in the 80s, early 90s.
What's that? Are you that old?
I was born in 81. I'm so old. So
You're almost
Hey,
as old.
watch it. So was I.
I'm not. My bad.
Almost as old as me.
Called me old. Did you hear that?
Are you my age, babe?
Mm-hmm.
Or are you
Thanks.
younger than me?
81. Thank you.
Okay, my bad. I'm old. You're not.
Watch
You're
it, Peanut
quite
Gallery.
beautifully young. So my mom took me to get a leisure curl. We went and got it. And then I went back for my second time. And the lady who did my hair said she'd never seen me before. But she's the one who did my hair.
Oh,
And
no.
so, but her sister was there. And so her sister took me and she did a Jerry curl, which is a completely different chemical.
Yeah.
My hair fell out. And like to this day, I still felt like I looked like a boy walking around school. And then my mom put me in a flower dress, which made it worse.
That
It
is
was a
sad.
sad day.
Yeah, that's rough.
I'm sorry.
And then they didn't even curl it or anything. It was like a high top, people. Like, it was so bad.
So stories
I
like that.
I have pictures of that time.
Stories like that are the reason I have never been to a salon. I have taken care of my own
mom
hair.
had a friend who, when the Brazilian straightening chemical thing was popular, went to a hair salon and they burned her hair off. And
Burned it.
Oh yeah, like the chemical literally burned her hair. When they were
From the
rinsing it
color?
out, it was
From the
coming
color?
out in handfuls. No, it's a Brazilian straightening treatment that they do for women with curly hair.
Oh.
And she's had curly hair her entire life, but always straightened it. She went and did the chemical straightener, and like they were literally rinsing her hair and like pulling people over trying to figure out what was happening. And their resolution to it was like scalp treatments and stuff like that to try and offer to her, but it took a long time for her to grow her hair back.
Did it burn her scalp? Did it
I
hurt?
don't know.
If it had hurt,
She
she
was
probably
so-
would have told you.
She was literally so distraught over it. We didn't even see her until it had started growing back. Like my mom told me what happened, but Francine didn't even leave the house. She was like, "No, I'm done."
Nada says
Which
her
is
mom
crazy, but
got her scalp burned by that same thing.
yeah.
Apparently, it's a thing.
By the Brazilian?
She didn't say specifically, but she says by that. Yeah.
Oh,
a straightener of
goodness.
some
There's a
kind.
lot of
Yeah.
different chemical straightening products that are out there, but I mean, gosh, this was probably like 6 or 7 years ago, at least in our area. There was one that was marketed as a Brazilian straightening treatment, and you know, some people had great success. My mother-in-law chemically straightens her hair. She has almost her entire life. I had no idea. I mean, like, I knew everybody had curly hair, but I was like, just
I
assumed she
didn't
straightened it
know
with a flat iron every
that
day.
was a thing. I know that perms are different between the races. Like for you guys, a perm is to make your hair curly, and for
Curly,
us,
for
a
you guys,
perm is
it's
to make our
straight.
hair straight, which
Yeah.
makes no sense.
Nada says yes, it was the same thing.
Yeah.
So for everyone out there
Well,
listening, think twice before you do the Brazilian straightener.
or definitely
Or any other
watch somebody
Brazilian
for a
stuff.
couple
Chemicals.
months and see how they do other people before you let them touch your head.
True. I don't
Get
know. I can't tell you the
reviews.
last time I even went for a haircut. Scared.
I just trim my
I'll
own.
cut my
It's
own
too
hair.
easy.
I got curly hair. It can hide a lot of damage. I'll just put that stuff up in a ponytail and chop the
And
end
Trooper
off and
doesn't
call
have to worry
myself
about
That's
it.
what I
He
do.
has dreads.
Yeah, I do his hair too. Well, I could take him, but what would it cost? Probably $100 to get it done.
so much
Like,
money.
I can
I don't think
spare
touch-ups cost
$2.
that much, do they?
Maybe
Really?
not. Maybe not to do the touch up. I don't know. I don't know.
For anybody who wants to
But
know, Becca learned how to do dreads. She's available.
if the price is right, sure. It's hard, especially starting them. It is hard.
But that's also because he was younger and wouldn't sit still.
Well,
He started
yeah,
him
and
when
I
he
just
was, like,
didn't.
2.
Yeah, I started him when he was little. He was pretty good because I would get him watching a movie. But I used to do his whole head. Now it's all shaved and it's just the top.
Yeah.
Actually, it doesn't take that long nowadays because I cut more and more of it off because he wants it different. He's into his hair now. So it's not just girls who are concerned about their hair either.
It's not.
Mm-mm.
So we haven't talked about makeup yet.
Makeup and skin.
Makeup and skin. What time is it? 45.
Well, I put makeup on for the first time today to do this.
Yes,
So I guess I'm
girl.
shallow in that manner as well.
Did you only do the makeup because of the bad hair day and you were like making up for the day?
No, I put
Like the
makeup on for
feelings
you
of the
guys
day?
every week.
Do you? Because you're cute like that.
I won't wear makeup typically if I'm home, and especially now that I wear a mask, I won't even wear makeup out. But when somebody's going to see my whole face, I got to cover it up
And it's going to be preserved like for posterity.
For-
So
ever online. I don't know, like, I hate to say this, but like, can we blame our mothers here? Because like my mom, and even goes far back as my grandmothers. Like my grandmother, I had a grandmother who never worked like a day in her life, yet she would get up every single day, do her hair, put on a full face of makeup, put on a fancy women's pantsuit because that was what was cool in the 90s, and she would take care of her home dressed up. And my other grandmother worked in fashion her entire life. Well, fashion. She worked in department stores, which was fashion back in the day, right? For her whole life. My mother's never. Like my mom has an infection in her eye right now and absolutely refuses to listen to the doctor and not wear makeup. And she sees no one. I'm like, you don't even leave the house. Like, what are you? This is awful. I look realist. I can't. I just can't. He said 2 weeks. I'm putting makeup on next Monday. I'm doing it. I was like, okay, Ma. And then I wonder why I'm the way I am.
I have 2 makeup stories. Okay. So the first one is, so there's a balance in makeup, right? You're supposed to wear makeup to enhance, but some people wear makeup to completely change their look, right?
or it's like an
And so-
artistic flair, right?
Which is a third thing. That's just
Okay.
yeah, a third thing, because you're not covering up, you're just being artistic, you know. But a parent of mine, I should say, a parent of mine worked with a bunch of people, and one of her or his co-workers came to the house, and when the door opened, they could not recognize who the person was because the person was not wearing makeup. when they came to the house. Whereas at work, like full on makeup, and they were like, "Who are you?" And I mean, and then it's unfortunate because then you have to backtrack and be like, "Oh," you know what I mean? Because you don't want to offend, but could
Yeah.
not tell who the person was because there was no. It was not just to enhance; it was to completely change the look of the
Mhm.
face. And so, what do you guys
Can
think
I
about
interrupt
that?
you for 1 second?
Yeah.
Kelsey says some people wear makeup to catfish.
Oh.
True.
Like the Facebook catfish?
Oh, I don't
Like to
know. I
trick
just
you
thought she meant like,
into thinking you look like something you don't.
Yeah.
gotcha.
'Cause
Yes,
catfish
definitely.
on Facebook is when you pretend to be someone else and then you date them online and you never meet up and then catfish will come and take you to meet them and to find out if they're real or not and they turn out to be like the same sex as you
Okay.
or someone who's married
Something
or
else. Right, right.
Is that like a TV show?
yeah, on
Oh.
MTV. Yeah. I think it's MTV.
Well, we all know I never heard of that.
I just knew the
I'm
term. I
thinking
didn't
like
know it was a
going
TV show.
fishing.
It's an interesting show. They're like,
Even
I
where
just
they're-
want to be with
they even
this
wear makeup to
person.
go
They
fishing?
told me this much.
I
And
like
sometimes
catfish.
they are who they are. It's rare. Most of the time, they are not who they are because they've agreed to meet up so many times to where the person's like, why aren't we meeting? And they call the company and then they take them over there to see them. And then they get all angry and sad and cry because they fell in love over the Facebook without ever seeing each
Yeah.
other. Because they
Over
put
the
up the
Facebook.
pictures.
We're not old.
So your
Enter
other
second
story.
Winter.
Your other story.
Okay, so second story is I don't know who these people actually are, but I wonder if you told me this, Becca, because you're full of stories. But apparently, there was
She
a
said
married
stories at least
couple.
instead of another S word.
I know. I was wondering where she was going with that.
So there's a married couple, and they actually, the husband and the wife, you know, they would sleep, but the wife would wake up like 2 hours before her husband every day, put on makeup and spray on like strawberry perfume or something, and then get back in bed. And then wake up with him when he woke up. And he truly believed that her face looked like that because he had never seen her without her face made.
I did not tell you
That's
that
ridiculous.
story, but it's wow.
I don't know who it was, but I know that someone told me it was a true story.
Oh,
I'm
I
just
believe it.
saying,
I believe it.
I do not have enough in me to get up and do that. That's too much energy.
Yeah.
I literally did not wear makeup to my wedding.
Ooh.
Like, that's how much I don't wear makeup.
I wear a
A
lot.
couple years ago, I got tinted chapstick, as Nikki noticed, but I
It
wear it
looks cute.
regularly. But my lips are
To
pretty
be
red
fair,
anyway.
I mean, I like wearing makeup. Like, I wear makeup. I like wearing makeup, but I literally do my makeup the same way I did when I was in high school. Like, I don't really go out on a limb with some of this stuff. And I watch people do makeup, like videos and stuff. And I am in awe of what makeup artists can do
Yeah.
as far as the
Seems
creativity.
amazing.
I can't even get eyeshadow in a straight line on both of my eyes after nearly 40 years of life. Yet they are literally painting a palette on their face of the most
Yeah.
gorgeous things I've ever seen. And I'm like, how am I such a failure in this department? But I don't
It
need
is
a lot
art.
to make myself feel comfortable. Like, I say that I need it for things like this. Like, I want it because it makes me feel more comfortable. But I don't need a lot. Like, I don't
Yeah,
feel like
just
I
a
wear a
little.
lot of makeup.
So
Just
I
enough to
know
make me
how to do
comfortable.
makeup because I used to sell Mary Kay, and you have to
You
know
have
how
to
to
know.
do it in order to show it on other people. But here's the thing, when I'm like, oh, I want to do a quick thing and I just want to do eyeshadow and my lips, like I look at my face and I feel like the rest of it is naked because like it just doesn't balance. Like this being all bright and this being normal, it just feels like something's off. Like I need to just, you know,
To do all the
something
things.
here and a little bit of something here, and it just feels wrong. So like if I don't do the whole thing, I don't want to do any of it because it just seems wrong.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So I have a makeup story, sort of.
Okay.
Back when I lived in Dover, the winters are not as long and hard as they are in the Poconos, but I was always sleep deprived because I had this child. And it was cold and I was miserable. Like my body does not do well in the cold, and I would be in chronic pain for at least like 6 or 8 months out of the year. So I was not well. And I would look at myself in the mirror and I would just see this like pale, by say February, hadn't seen the sun really in, to any degree in 4 or 5 months or whatever. And I would just be like so like washed out. And I said, you know what? At least in the winter, I want to wear like at least some blusher, something, right? Like something so I don't look like a zombie. Like when I look at myself, I feel like a zombie. Like it was bad. So I went and I was like, well, where do I go to get makeup? I guess Walmart. Walmart has everything. So I went to Walmart and I looked and I just looked and there was like this aisle and all this stuff. And I kind of looked closer at some of it and I was like, I can't do this. I can't do this. What the heck am I
So
thinking?
much
Like
stuff.
there's so much stuff. I wouldn't even know. Where do you start? I had no idea, and I just left, and I was like, forget it. And that was my makeup
You tried.
experience. Well, not
You
super
tried.
hard. So I was like,
Next time, just have a Mary Kay consultant call you, and I'll do it all for you.
I remember
Yeah.
my mom having Mary Kay parties when I was a kid. But the first time she took me to get my makeup, I went and got my makeup done at a Clinique counter. We went
Oh,
to the
yes.
professionals and they do your makeup. And then I got to pick out makeup I wanted her to. It was like a big thing. Like it was a big, like becoming a little woman, what a little woman kind of thing, which
Yeah.
as terrible as it sounds, I'll probably do the same thing with my daughter someday. I mean, she likes to play around with little kids' makeup and so forth, but that might be why I still wear my makeup the same way I did in high school, because no one's taught me how to do it again since then.
well, winter could teach
But-
you.
Oh, yeah, well, it sounds like it.
We can play.
I just can't get my eyes straight. I don't get
You
it.
just do the lid. You just do the
But,
lid.
yeah, like, but okay. She says it like it's so easy. I've been doing my makeup the same way since high school, and Becca turned around in an aisle and had basically a panic attack, is what it sounds like. And
Yeah,
she's
it was
"Just a
something like
little
that.
on the lid."
Okay, you
It
know
was like
what
the
it
first
is?
time I
The
ever
trick-
went to Subway.
Mm.
Like,
Subway,
There's too much going on.
Segway.
yeah. Well, we just came back from. I had
Tangent.
been living in Russia for like 2 years, and we came back and went to Subway, and the guy was like in a hurry, and he's like, "What kind of cheese?" I'm like, I don't know. What kind of cheese do you have? And he was not happy to have to tell me. It was a full Subway, and I don't know where we were, but there were not 3 types. There was like cheese. I'd never been to a Subway, and I didn't know what to do, and there was so much pressure, and I was like, American? I don't know. Turkey? I don't know. Like, why are there
Reverse
so many
culture shock.
choices? Why are there so many choices? Does it have to be this hard? Which is crazy because in Russia they have lots and lots of cheese type kinds, but I just always knew what one I wanted and I picked that. And they didn't have that at Subway, obviously. So,
I don't think Subway's known for their Russian cheese.
yeah, exactly. So
We've been all
I know
over
we're
the
going to be
place.
out of time soon, but yeah, so being comfortable, right? If makeup makes you feel
Desperately
comfortable or happy, then wear it. And if it
Go with your
stresses you
mood.
out, then don't wear it.
True.
Same with
Otherwise,
hair.
you're not feeling like
bras.
yourself. Yeah.
And we're all on board that we need more pockets.
Yeah.
Sure.
Well, hair is
That's
something, yeah, too, like cutting it. Some people, like my mom, she's like, I don't like having hair to deal with. She wants it short. And other people don't want her to have it short, but she's like, but it's my hair and I have to deal with it and I don't want to deal with it. So,
Can we real quick though talk about pockets on the boob area for women? Like that
Why-
doesn't work for
Why
me.
are they there? So stupid. We asked for pockets and that's where they put them. Just, do we need to talk about it anymore? 'Cause
especially the little non-functional pockets. Is that what you're
I
talking
know.
about?
I'm just
Like,
talking
if
about
you're
any
wearing a
pocket. Like
shirt where there's like one large pocket, well, like, I don't know.
it
It
doesn't
doesn't look
really work
totally
still.
ridiculous.
does not
For
work.
me-
Well, because then I put my phone in it and then I bend over, it falls right out because there is
Yeah.
pumpage underneath. Like there's nothing to keep it there.
Nothing is flat to your body there. So dumb.
No, it doesn't make sense. You're right. Really, I like pockets the best in the thigh. Like
Oh yeah.
cargo pants. Cargo pants, like if
Cargo
it's
pant
down in the
pocket.
middle of the thigh. And plus you feel like you could like kick alien butt or something because you're practically military.
And
with
then you
your
can go to the
big
bathroom
pockets.
without worrying about your phone falling into
Yes.
the toilet.
Yes. Instead of
Just
like,
saying.
yeah, in an amusement park or something, and I'm like unloading everything out of my pockets and holding it all in one hand because I don't dare set it down anywhere because ooh. Okay.
It's a lot of work being a woman.
Buttons on pockets.
Now we have
If
to
you
ask
if you have
guys about
buttons.
all their comfortable clothes.
Oh, my husband lives in
comfortable,
cargo
what's
pants,
not?
and thank God I put all my shit in his pockets. We went to the
Yeah.
fair the other day. I had €1 in his pocket, a bottle of water. What else did I give you? He was like, "You're not
A
putting that euro in my
euro?
pocket." I was
A
like, "I'm gonna eat the rest
euro?
of it later." He was like, "You're not putting it in my pocket." I was like,
Oh,
"Oh,
a
watch me."
euros.
And wrapped
A
that puppy up,
gyros.
shoved it in his
Oh, like a
pocket, and I ate it
gyro.
when we got home.
Yeah.
That's not how you say it. It's not a gyro.
It's
I know,
a
but I thought you were saying a
euros.
euro, like money.
Yeah, I thought you said a euro too. I was like, why are you
Euro.
carrying a coin in your pocket?
A
From
sandwich. I could care less about a coin. I got a debit card.
I'm
What
just
else did I have in
saying.
there?
No,
I had so much food in his pants by the time we left. I mean, it was nice when I got
Yeah,
home.
that's me sometimes. I need some new cargo shorts. I really want cargo pants. Like, have you ever seen Fringe? There's
Oh,
a
yeah.
character on there, Folivia, and she just looks so, I don't know, cute, hot. I don't know what you would call it, but like, yeah, I think I would be like
Stylish?
super confident if I was wearing those pants.
Then
She's a
find
tic
them.
tac.
No, yeah, like she looks like she would just take somebody's head off and laugh, like life is great and easy. Boom.
Is that what you want to do, Becca? Take people's heads off?
On
Well,
that
no, but
note,
I would like to
perhaps.
feel like I
59.
could if I needed to.
So you can have a Vlad off fight thing.
Yeah. Sundresses don't do it, Like I've been wearing sundresses a lot. I don't know if I'm gonna phase them out and switch to something. I don't know, but they're so comfortable. That's why I love them. Because they breathe and the air circulates, and I wear them out the
Doesn't mean you
garden. I
don't
wear
know
them.
we live in Florida.
It's hot. Yeah, I don't wear them where it's
Hot
cold,
here.
or even in the winter. I don't usually wear them here. But it's only winter for like 2 weeks, so.
I feel like you've said my name a
Hey,
lot
it got
tonight,
cold a
and
couple times.
it was all disparaging ways, like cold and hard and horrible. And I'm just saying, I'm feeling a little attacked over here.
I'm sorry.
Not the person, the season.
I think, what are we talking about next week, people?
We are talking about your life in the balance that I did have
Yeah.
to check. So, yeah, next Tuesday at 8, ladies.
How do we cope?
Next-
How do we schedule? How do we keep from getting overwhelmed? All that kind of stuff.
How do we
Yeah.
or do we? I feel like the question
do
should
we?
be do we? Because
How could we? When we're doing well, what did we do that worked? And when we're not doing well, how do we fall off the wagon?
that's a
Yeah.
good
I'm
question.
starting a new job on Thursday, people. So hopefully I will be available Tuesday evening at 8 p.m. Eastern time. I will do what I can. I'll be in the same state at these both ladies, though.
We should do a
Yeah.
in-person live. You want to drive out to Cocoa, Becca? I'll pick you up.
To
I feel like
Cocoa?
I'll fall asleep in the
That's where
car.
I'm supposed to be.
That's where
I
Winter's
thought you
gonna
said
be.
Orlando.
And then Trooper
fine.
can do his true cameo.
Oh,
In-person live events. It's not gonna
That
happen.
would be
I
actually
don't
cool.
know. We
It
might
could,
actually
but
be
it's
able
not.
to make that work. I don't know. I'm getting my second shot
Really?
on Saturday.
On the beach. Do it
I
on
got
the
mine
beach.
Friday. I
Oh,
don't like sand.
what did you get? Oh.
My second
My
shot.
second shot.
Ah. Now there's the Johnson Johnson where there's only one shot.
They didn't have it where we went. They only had Pfizer.
Yeah, it didn't. I only had Pfizer. It was fun for me. But I'm done. In 1 more week. 1 more week. 2 weeks. I'll be at full efficacy. Still can't say that word. Still can't say that word. But that means I can go places, people. All right. It's 9:02. Should we go? We'll do this
Yeah,
next
it's
week.
been
Thanks for
really-
watching and participating.
Really nice chatting with you,
peeps.
ladies. Yes, especially
Yeah.
thank you to Nada and Kelsey for
Absolutely.
adding your comments and for teaching me a new
Yes.
term, catfish, because I did not know what that was. I'm not
Go
sure I
on
completely still
YouTube
do.
and type it in. You'll see.
No,
I'm
don't.
afraid.
Drama. Lots
probably good.
of drama.
I don't think you need
I might just crawl back under my rock.
It's a cozy place.
Good night, ladies.
Speaking of being comfortable.
All right.
Good
Bye,
night.
ladies.
Bye, guys.